Hello, everyone. My name is Samuel Timtayo Ojo. Yes, the founder and CEO of Temisan Productions, and I'm right here at Yes Studios. That is Young Engineer Sam Studios. All right. So right now, I'm just going to be talking about something bugging my mind recently about our Nigerian economy. I did some research, and I found out that there are three major players in the development of a country. There are three major players in the development of a nation, a community, an organization. You get? But let me just put it here as a nation. The three major key players of a nation is the academia, the government, and the private sector. The academia, the government, and the private sector. In my map, I put it this way: the private sector, the academia, then the government. The government is in the center. Why? The government is giving a double reaction chain between the private sector and also the academia. Right? The academia needs the government needs the academia needs the private sector needs the academia, the government needs the private sector, and the private sector needs the government. I hope you understand that. So these are the three major key players. The three major key players in the growth and development or advancement of a nation: academia, government, and the private sector. And one thing I realize is the fact that the government are not doing their roles enough for the academia, which is making it hard for the private sector to survive. Why is it that we have our major academias, scholars, we have our major scholars in this country all doing great things and big things outside the country? We need them here because they are also part of the they are also part of the key players that will, advance this country. But we have scholars everywhere. But you look at it very well. Why is Nigeria still like this? Nigerians need to ask themselves a question that, Pastor Chris used to ask. There was a message I was watching by Pastor Chris, and when he said it, I was just looking at myself and asking myself the same question. Why are you like this? Like, Nigerians should sit down and ask themselves, why are we like this? Sit down, ask yourself that question. Why are we like this? Once you can ask yourself that question, it gives you, you start reflecting. It gives you the opportunity to reflect. Then you start seeing the faults, you start seeing the errors, you start seeing, what is going on. And I noticed that the fact that we don't ask ourselves this question at times is because that's more of the reason why we don't send. We have a lot of people right now, especially this new generation, this current generation, where we don't care or we don't send. This season is about survival of the fittest. Nobody is actually concerned anymore because everybody wants to survive. Nobody wants to take up the lead because survival comes first. Survival comes first. And actually, like I read at a point, an article written by Mr. Should I call him Mr.? I don't know. By Fela Durotoye, that says Nigeria needs heroes. Right? He said Nigeria needs heroes. I read the article, and the true fact still remains, Nigeria needs heroes. Which is why I have made up my mind and decided that I will also be an hero to Nigeria. And every other person too can. You can also be the hero of Nigeria. Everybody are actually meant to be the hero of Nigeria. But one thing I realized recently is the fact that nobody wants to take the lead right? I discovered through history we had a lot of heroes in histories, in our history, in the history of Nigeria. We had a lot of heroes that did great things, that took great actions, you know, groundbreaking actions, that took actions that are bold, the bold actions, the courageous actions. The trouble is, right now, it is hard for anybody to take the lead. Because right now, everybody's about themselves, concerned about themselves. At this point, they don't even care anymore. Because we're at a point where everybody don't even care anymore. You get what I mean? So, as it is right now, we need to take actions. We need to let go of our fears. We need to take up courage.